trainers. Tonight we're taking a different journey in a world so filled with wonder and companionship. We often forget that mystery lurks in the shadows, hidden even within the trusted Pokédex. It's strange, really. Sometimes the most seemingly harmless Pokemon have secrets better left untold. The deeper you look into it, the more the mysteries seem to connect. As if Pokemon are trying to tell us something, or perhaps trying to warn us. Let's journey together through these tales, if you're brave enough to listen. Have you ever met a trainer with a Drifloon? Most people think they're adorable. Little tiny balloon Pokemon. Innocent. Floating cheerfully. But I once met someone with a Drifloon who noticed some strange behavior. It started slowly. During the day, their Drifloon floated around, but as night fell, it would drift closer, almost like it was studying them. And one night, while the moon was high, it moved ahead, leading them towards the forest. They followed, caught between curiosity and a growing sense of dread. Every step deeper into the woods felt colder. Shadows seemed to stretch longer, and it was then they heard it, a soft whisper, so faint they could barely make out the words. The Drifloon paused in a clearing, hovering in place as if it was waiting for something. Just then, they felt a hand brush their shoulder. They turned, but nothing was there. Only darkness and a chill in the air. They left the forest that night, but after that, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. Something more than Drifloon. Perhaps it was the forest, or maybe it was something else. Something waiting just out of sight. Rumors started spreading in a nearby town. People were going missing around the forest edge, close to where the Drifloon incident happened. And each disappearance left behind strange clues like claw marks and footprints. Footprints leading into empty ponds. Some said it was the work of a ghost Pokemon. Others didn't dare to guess. One trainer, curious and brave, decided to investigate. Armed with their Pokédex, they followed the clues, noticing an odd entry that appeared every midnight. It was a Pokemon they did not recognize, one with a distorted form and dark eyes. like Haunter, but somehow different. The trainer, unsettled, looked up from their Pokédex to find their reflection in a pond. Only it wasn't their face looking back. It was a grinning, shadowy figure. After the encounter at the pond, the trainer noticed strange things happening with their Pokédex. Late at night, new entries appeared, despite never having seen these Pokemon before. They'd hear faint crackling, and then a new entry would flicker to life. Always a ghost type Pokemon. And one night, the Pokédex displayed a strange entry. Darkrai. The Pokédex showed only a blank screen, but then a faint shape appeared, slowly, and its cry sounded like a faint whisper, as if calling from another realm. And as they read, the device grew colder, chilling their hands until they could barely hold it. It was as if the Pokédex itself had become haunted, marking them somehow, marking them for something yet to come. Determined to unravel the mystery, the trainer returned to the forest. This time in heavy fog, hoping to draw out the creature. The mist thickened, making it hard to see, and as they walked, they started hearing strange, soft-sounding footsteps just out of sight. The air felt dense, almost as if someone was breathing down their neck. But when they looked, no one was there. Finally, through the fog, they glimpsed a figure, a towering, ghostly shape, silent but walking. The Pokédex showed a faint outline. Gorgeist. It felt as though Gorgeist was drawing them to this realm, waiting for them to cross a boundary they could never return from. But as dawn broke, the fog lifted, and Gorgeist was gone, leaving only a faint chill behind and a marking like a scratch upon the trainer's sleeve, which they'd seen before near its camp. At night, they heard soft cries from the mask that their Yamas carried, almost like whispers pleading for release. The air around them grew heavy, and they could feel something watching them. The trainer tried to release Yamask, but the creature wouldn't leave. It was as if it was bound to them, marking them with an invisible curse that clung to them, refusing to let go. By this point, the trainer was exhausted, but they decided to make one last journey, hoping to escape whatever seemed to be following them. They set up camp near a clearing, but that night they were haunted by noises, soft, persistent footsteps circling their tent. They shone a light outside, but nothing was there. Only shadows flickering out of reach, with the lantern set right beside the pond. When they checked their Pokédex, there was a faint entry of a Crobat. Yet, it was strange. Crobat usually flies with many of its brethren, like Golbat and Zubat and other Crobat alike. But it was strange. This Crobat was flying alone, and it seemed like it was circling them, waiting for the trainer to turn a blind eye or to fall asleep. They could feel its eyes staring, waiting for the moment the trainer would let their guard down. But as dawn broke, the trainer staying awake that entire dreadful night, the Pokédex flickered one more, and the entry vanished. But the trainer knew, somehow, Crobat was there, watching from just beyond the light. And suddenly, a dark figure appeared from the forest, this time of an Umbreon. But this Umbreon seemed different. It wasn't like the docile ones, trained with Espeon, that the trainer knew from the town. No, this Umbreon had glowing red eyes, and a jaw covered in blood. The trainer knew it had been ravaging on the dark, helpless Pokémon of the night prior. But the trainer did nothing. The trainer sat cross-legged, meditating almost, as if everything was going to plan. Perhaps the Pokémon that they encountered on their journey had messed with their mentality and cursed them into an ever-binding trance. And so, dear trainer, these tales are only whispers in a world filled with mysteries. Some Pokémon linger at the edges of our world, waiting, watching. Perhaps for the next brave soul who dares to follow. But remember, dear trainer, sometimes it's best to let certain mysteries lie undisturbed.